Hello and welcome to lesson 2.2. Today we're going to look at the distributive property. We're going to look at how to use the distributive property with numerical expressions and with algebraic expressions. The distributive property says that to multiply a sum or difference, we're going to multiply each number within the parentheses by the number outside of the parentheses. So if we have something like 3 times 2 plus 1, essentially we're going to distribute that 3 onto the 2 and the 1 by multiplying. So I have 3 times 2, which will give me 6, plus 3 times 1, which is 3. So my answer then would be 9. Now, example 1 says using the distributive property for mental math. Okay, so to do mental math, sometimes it's easier to break down a number as opposed to trying to multiply it in our head as it is. So 20 times 102, I could really break this down into 20 times 100 plus 2. Now the reason why I would want to do that is because if I do my distributive property in my head, I'm thinking that I have 20 times 100, which would give me 2,000. Then I could do 20 times 2, so I'm going to be adding this, which would be 40. So real quickly, I could figure out that that would be 2,040. Likewise, for part B, I have 9 times 199. So if I do this from a mental math standpoint, I could really do 9 times, then 199 is really 200 minus 1. Well, 9 times 200 is 1,800 by distributing here. And then if I subtract 9 times 1, that's really subtracting 9. So 1,800 minus 9 is 1,791. Likewise, for the next part, I have 15 times 110. So I could really make this 15 times 100 plus 10. So in my head, 15 times 100 is going to be 1,500. 15 times 10 will give me 150. So I can see that this here will give me 1,650. And for part D, I have 99 times 2. Well, this here I could really break down into 99 times 1 plus 1, which is 99 plus 99, or 198. So again, this is a way that you could use the distributive property to help you solve things when you have to do mental math. So example 2 says, at the annual pancake breakfast, 397 people ate 4 pancakes each. How many pancakes were served? Well, in this case, we have 397 people that ate 4 pancakes. If we are doing mental math, we can take that 397 and turn that into 400 minus 3, and then we just multiply it by 4. And I want to do that, again, because it makes the math a little bit easier when I'm trying to do this in my head. So 4 times 400 will give me 1,600. 4 times 3 is 12, so 1,600 minus 12 will be 1,588. And this would be pancakes. Example 3 says, your club sold calendars for $7. Club members sold 204 calendars. How much money did they raise? So I really have $7 per calendar. Then I sold 204 of these. So again, we can break this up into 7 times 200 plus 4. So 7 times 200 is 1,400, plus 7 times 4 is 28. Or we can say that they sold $1,428 worth. Now the distributive property also works in the opposite direction. So here we're told to simplify 8 times 15 minus 8 times 5. So really what I can do, because I see that both of these are being multiplied by an 8, I can really simplify that down to 8 times the quantity of 15 minus 5. Well, this really gives me 8 times 10, or 80. For example number 5, I can see that we have a 7 in front of both of these. So I can turn this into 7 times 21 minus 9, which is really 7 times 12. And 7 times 12 is going to give me 84. Likewise, for the next part, we have 12 is being multiplied by both of these. So I have 12 times, says 52 minus 62. So this is really going to give me 12 times a negative 10, which would give me a negative 120. And the last one here, both numbers here are being multiplied by a 7. So this is going to give me 7 times 16 minus 11, or 7 times 5, which is 35. So the distributive property just kind of helps simplify things for us. Now example 6, if you notice, we have variables mixed in with our quantities that we're adding or subtracting, and then we have to distribute, and that's okay. You just have to distribute onto everything, and because I have unlike terms, I just won't be able to combine them, so I can only simplify. So if we look at this first one here, I have negative 5 times 4x, which will give me a negative 20x, and negative 5 times a negative 3 is going to give me a positive 15. So I distributed that negative 5 onto both terms, and I got negative 20x plus 15. Likewise, for the next one, I'm going to distribute my 7 onto the 2x, which gives me 14x, and 7 onto the 5 gives me plus 35. And again, I can't add the x term with a number because they are not like terms. Or 35 doesn't have an x, so I can't add it with 14x. Likewise, 14 has an x, so I can't add it with a 35. Okay, for the next one, I'm going to distribute the 2 onto the 7, which will give me 14. And 2 times a negative 3d will give me a negative 6d. And the final one, I'm going to distribute 3 onto 6m, which will give me 18m. And 3 onto the 1 will give me plus 3. And this is all we're doing for the distributive property in lesson 2.2. Please let me know if you have questions. Otherwise, have a great day, and I'll see you in class.